Hello BookTube! Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth and this is Friday Reads, December 2nd, 2016, and it's day 2 of Vlogmas. Now yesterday I said that today I thought I would do my December TBR, but I ended up subbing today at a high school, and so then after picking my own kids up from school, we flew through the library and I picked up some books that I had ordered. And then we had to hurry home because my daughter had a phone appointment with one of her virtual school teachers. And so I'm still trying to get my TBR organized for December. So I thought today I would just really quick show you what I'm currently reading. And then tomorrow morning, when the lighting is better, I will film several videos that will carry me throughout the next week. So here is what I'm reading this weekend. The one I'm most actively reading right now is The Mammoth Hunters by Jean M. Auel, and this is book 3 in the Earth Children series. I am listening to this on audio. I've got a play away from the library, and originally I didn't think that I would read this soon because I didn't potentially need it for one of my big challenges, but then it turns out it really did work out for one of the challenges. So because I had it on Playway, it was a really good thing for me to take on my trip. So while I was working and traveling, I was able to listen to it, and by the time I got home I was about half done with it. So I've still been actively listening to it, and so this is what I am reading the most this weekend, and I'll tell you a little more about it after I finish it. Right now it's kind of just turned into kind of an angsty love triangle of a romance, and only it's in caveman times, so you know, I guess times don't change that much. But anyway, it is really interesting and I enjoy the setting, and as they discover all these new things that of course are old hat to us in modern times, so it's kind of interesting in that respect. But overall, I'm enjoying it. It's not what I thought it was going to be, but it's still a good book, and I do plan on finishing the series. I also want to get back into Expelled by Cornelia Funke, and I started this actually before we left on our trip. I listened to one disc and then I kind of laid it aside and did some other stuff. I'm listening to this on CD from the library. So there were certain times when the what I was doing was conducive to sitting, sorting through papers and things like that. So I listened to 2 or 3 more discs while I was in Oklahoma. So I brought a lot of boxes back with me from Oklahoma, and most of it is papers that just need to be gone through and either burned or shredded or recycled or something. So my goal is to go through 1 box a day, and so while I'm doing that I can listen to this. And this is book 2 in the Ink World series. I listened to book 1 on audio maybe 3 years ago. So when I put this in initially, I didn't remember exactly how Inkheart ended. And so I went ahead and picked up Inkheart from the library and reread the end of it so that it would kind of bring me up to date. I remembered kind of what was going on near the end, but I couldn't remember exactly how it ended. So now I'm caught up to date, and so it does make this one a lot more enjoyable. It's difficult when you let so much time pass between books in a series, you know, and they're such chunkers. I didn't want to take time to reread the whole book because I remembered enough about it that I pretty much could understand, you know, what was going on, but I was getting some of the character names confused, and so it was helpful to go back and just reread a little of that to get me up to speed for this book. Now for a print book, or a book that I have to read with my eyes, I'm actively reading a book on my Kindle, and this is The Great Turkey Caper by Madison Johns, and this is one of the selections for November for the first in series Cozy Mystery Book Club that is hosted by Di, and I always try to read at least one of those a month. Now for November we actually had 3 books. We had 2 full-length mysteries and then this novella. I still intend to read one of the full-length mysteries, but this I thought would be kind of fun to read for Thanksgiving. I only got a chapter of it read before Thanksgiving, and now I've picked it back up. I'm continuing to read it a little more now, and because it's a novella it shouldn't take me that long, but I find that I'm not enjoying it that much. The writing style seems not very polished. It's not, and maybe it's meant to be kind of tongue-in-cheek funny, but it's not really that funny, and there's just a lot of random explanations thrown in there that I don't think are necessary for the story. So I don't know, and we've been discussing it a little bit as we're reading it, and the other people in the book club who have read this are kind of having mixed to negative feelings about it too. So I don't know. This is the first in a spin-off series of novellas that are based on a character named Agnes Barton. And when I looked into it, I saw that there are 2 other mystery series that also are starring the same main character. There's a paranormal series, and then there is another series. So I believe that this novella series is based on holidays. But the thing about it is that there's not really any backstory in this of the characters. I think the author maybe assumes that before you read this, you will have read some of the other books, and I haven't. So I don't really understand the personality of the characters and where they're coming from. So I don't know. It's just a novella, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it. But I think before I read any more from this series, I should probably try out one of the other main series with this character, and then maybe I would understand the characters better. However, I'm not really enjoying this enough to do that at this point. I don't know. We'll see. If it ends up that I really like it by the time I get to the end of it, then yes, I would probably be willing to go back and read some of the others. But at this point, I think this is probably enough of this character because I'm just not really enjoying it that much. So that's what I'm reading for this weekend and the next few days coming up. I have also several other books on my December TBR, and I plan to film that video in the morning, share that with you within the next couple of days. What I also plan to start filming tomorrow is my first Saturday shelfie tour. So if you're one of the people who has been mentioning that you want to see my Saturday shelfie tours, where should I start? I'm not really sure. I am still undecided about which category of books to start with. I sort of have my books grouped in genres. I have mysteries together, and I have my women's fiction together, and Christian fiction, and then different groups of nonfiction are in different places, and then I have my children's books and middle grade books. So I'm not really sure yet where to start with that. If there's something that you are particularly interested in, then let me know and I'll start there if I can. And that's all I have for this video. Hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.